Alright, look, so this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be straight up with you guys over here. There is literally no point in having this conversation. Absolutely no point. Everybody has already made up their minds. And after watching a stream that Klarque had after this little situation that we had, it was clear that the vast majority of people weren't exactly up for having conversations. So today, I'm not going to be making the video like I usually do, saying like, hey, we're going to watch this video together. We're going to take a look at what the internet's saying about it. It's going to be different. I have something that I would like to say about Klarque, and for whatever reason, throughout this entire thing, both LOOTSTATION and Scyan has been dragged into this controversy as well. We're going to be talking about all of this in just a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. So I feel like what we need to do first is watch this video that Klarque ended up posting, and I'm going to pause to give a little bit of commentary throughout. We do still have to, at the end of the day, abide by fair use over here. So I'm going to play the whole thing, but I know that at the end, there was a little bit of a TV show. I don't know, and I'm going to stop it at that point because I don't know if YouTube would be okay, and I know they're a little bit touchy with TV shows and things like that, so I'll just tell you what was going on with it. So here's the video. Again, I'm not here to have a conversation about this video specifically. It's more of like what's been going on. Just hear me out, okay? Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to this long intro.
Does Peterbot deserve to be canceled? The better question is, who cares? I think this topic is stupid.
Coming out strong, okay? And I will say, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it, I understand why this stirred up some controversy. I'm not here, like, looking to hate on anybody, okay? I'm just hear me out.
But as one of 5 chocolate people that actually makes Fortnite content on the internet, I decided to give my 2 cents on the matter. Guys, let's be real for a second. Peterbot, this kid, are any of us actually surprised that he said a racial slur?
So, to me, it seemed like it was just a little bit of a lighthearted video about a situation that's been going on, but a lot of people ended up taking this and saying that Klarque was dismissing racism, and I understand where people drew that conclusion from, but we're going to talk a little bit more about it.
Oh my gosh, who would have ever thought that Peterbot could do such a thing? And listen, I really hate playing the race card. I don't like doing that with my content. I'm just another person that enjoys Fortnite and likes to make videos about it on the internet. But what I have noticed is that the majority of the people that are pearl clutching and getting upset about this are actually white people. And white people really just need to stop getting offended on behalf of black people. I don't know a single black person that actually cares about any of this that's going on right now. Also, let's call it spade a spade. All the people that are pearl clutching and getting upset at Peterbot, you've all said racial slurs. I've said racial slurs, but you know who?
And again, I understand why people started taking this and going a little. People started talking about this online. Okay, my point being, again, I understand how this stirred up controversy.
Who said more racial slurs than all of us put together? The person that taught me how to do it.
And then he gets into what I'm sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. I'm very, very sorry. I'm not familiar with the show. I think it's Uncle Ruckus. I'm going to ignore this part because I don't know if we can use TV shows for YouTube's copyright, and I don't want to get nailed by anything like that. So he ends up doing a skit kind of, and I would describe it as kind of like not really making light of the situation, but taking something that everybody's so pissed off about and making a little bit of just like a little bit more of a lighthearted video about the topic. At the end of the day, Klarque didn't really care. Now, so after this, okay? After this, and I think it's important to walk you through all of these steps. Klarque ended up putting out a live stream saying this because that exploded. Everybody under the sun was coming out and dogging on this guy, okay? I understand a lot of people are offended by what I had to say in my video today, so I've decided to do something a little different for tonight's stream. If you disagree with what I said, especially if you're a content creator, I invite you to come on and talk with me before you make a video, or if you just want to speak your piece. I'll also be clarifying my perspective in a way that there's no confusion. Going live in 15 minutes, link in bio, okay? And at the time of recording this video, I think you're seeing it 2 days later, but at the time of recording this video, this live stream was last night. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, so I just got off of work. Now I'm working on YouTube. Thankfully, I happen to have a couple hours of the house to myself over here, so I'm like, I'm ready, I'm grinding, okay? I listened to literally the entire stream that he had, and if you took the time to listen to the stream and listen to what he had to say about this, but this is the problem with the internet, right? This is the problem, is nobody is going to take the time to do that. People have already made up their minds. This guy's the most evil person under the sun. He's dismissing racism. That's what he said. But to sum up his entire point, it was the Peterbot situation does not matter to him. Now, I personally don't see anything wrong with that. Everybody can selectively get offended however they want. And again, I'm not saying like, and we made an entire video, and I'm hoping to God, like, it's scheduled to go out again at the time of recording this video. That's scheduled to go out today. I didn't say anything wrong in my video. I know I didn't say anything wrong in my video, but I'm hoping it doesn't stir up the same level of controversy that Klarque's short did. And I yapped about it for like 45 minutes. So the reason that I wanted to sit down, I wanted to talk about this today is because I've gotten to know, and we're going to talk about Scyan and LOOTSTATION a little bit through this too. I've gotten to know these people throughout my content journey. I've been streaming with Klarque for well over a year now. I've known Scyan for even longer, and I've known LOOTSTATION about the same amount of time that Klarque has, and I am very proud to call these people friends behind the scenes. I talk to them all the time. Like, Scyan actually has my phone number and we talk. Like my real life phone number. We don't even talk over Discord or anything like that. My point being, I've gotten to know these three people, especially Klarque. I've gotten to know them in and out. They're very, very good real life, like non-just YouTube friends. They're not like YouTube acquaintances. Like, there's a ton of people that I talk to on YouTube right now, and there are people that I consider friends, but there are also people that I've gotten pretty close with and had even just like intimate conversations with, conversations off stream. There's people that I play with off of stream. It's like, my point being that I've gotten to know these people enough to where I really do know their hearts. And I just wanted to make a video today talking about, no matter what you think, and I encourage you guys to go like watch Klarque's stream, watch and hear him out, what he had to say. He explains his perspective very well. And while if you want to disagree with, you know, the video that he made and what was said in the video, again, there's a conversation to be had there, and he dove deep into that. Particularly, there was somebody, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with the creator. There was somebody who joined Klarque's live stream towards the end of it. I don't think it was the very last guy. Maybe it was just before that. Regardless, there was a really good back and forth conversation. It was about another creator that had a problem with the video that Klarque made and kind of turning it into a skit. Like, the guy is very, very open to hearing feedback and having his perspective change, despite what Twitter likes to say about that. From time to time, it becomes popular to start really, really dogging on this guy. So I might as well touch on it now. Like I said, LOOTSTATION and Scyan were two people that ended up getting dragged into this as well. I don't really know how LOOTSTATION got dragged into it. I don't. Because I'm reading so many comments on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're seeing this type of thing, and it's like, oh, the piece of shit Klarque and LOOTSTATION. I'm like, okay, where did you... Like, LOOTSTATION had nothing to do with this. I know I'm laughing right now, but like, it's, I'm sorry, it's kind of funny to me, like, how people just like bring it up out of nowhere, and then people pile on it too and go, yeah, LOOTSTATION, that piece of shit. Like, it's amazing to me. And I will say, and I literally just finished talking to Scyan, and I actually told him, because I was talking about I was going to make a video on this topic. I was like, Scyan, man, you have a good heart, but you dig your own grave sometimes. I get that, okay? Scyan has said some problematic things, and he's been aggressive in the past, okay? He digs his own grave. I don't believe that, especially, like, at least Klarque, he makes those videos that are a little bit touchy, and then I get why some people get bent out of shape about it. What has LOOTSTATION done? Like, is it just the fact that he's friends with Klarque? I don't get it. His name gets brought up everywhere, and I'm starting to make a name in the space too, because I see like random comments pop up with me. Actually, what's funny is I told I was talking to Klarque after his stream, and I saw one particular comment that, and of course I'm paraphrasing, it wasn't exactly this, where it's like, yeah, so Klarque's a piece of crap, JoJo's a piece of crap, Dagwami's a piece of crap, and there's one more that I couldn't remember, and of course, like, that guy's me. So like, I'm starting to get there. People are starting to remember. I know this video is kind of all over the place. I wanted to talk about this entire situation, but the reason that I bring that up is it's incredible to me how many people just like to automatically jump on the hate train, just out of nowhere. People see that people are hating on Klarque, they jump on it without understanding his perspective, and he even says something like this where, hey, if you're a content creator, before you end up making a video, come on, talk to me. And he was having he was having anybody that hates him come on, and he was talking about them. They're having, like, if anybody had a problem with what he said, show up, speak your piece, whatever he had to say. And he had some okay conversation, but for the most part, it was clear that people weren't really up to having a good faith conversation. But even in the replies to things like this, when he posts like, we're not talking to you, I don't understand why people are so hungry to consistently hate on somebody, because he ended up making it clear. And again, I understand why that initial video was taken as controversial. I understand that, and I understand what people ended up taking away from it. But he did make his point very clear at the beginning of the video, and it's not nearly as inflammatory as people might think. But people don't want to give people that chance. I just think that if you're going to talk crap about somebody, shouldn't you at least hear them out? Shouldn't you at least know the person that you're talking crap about? Because honestly, guys, I am so for publicly shaming people, especially bad people. If somebody is like an actual piece of crap, they're saying horrible things, I'm for publicly shaming them and bullying them to a very, very safe and healthy point where they would never in a million years do something to themselves. I would never, no. Like, but my point being, I don't care what happens to bad people, and if people are yelling at bad people, and even if people are making up rumors about bad people, I don't care. Go for it. That's awesome. I think that we should do more of that. But you have to take the time to really, really make sure the person that you're taking down is actually somebody who is worth doing so. And this brings me to my point that I wanted to make in the video. Klarque, LOOTSTATION, and Scyan. I have gotten to know them. And while there's been things said in the past, and while I'm saying that it's mostly on the side of Scyan, I'm just saying, like I said, I understand why some of Klarque's statements have been a little bit inflammatory, but at the end of the day, I know their hearts, and their hearts are in the right place. These people have been nothing but good to me on my journey. Very, very incredible, genuine human beings. And there's been a lot of people that I've gotten to know in this content space right now. And if you're watching this video, you might know who you are. Honestly, like, I've built a lot of really strong relationships. It's not just these three. There's been a lot of people that have been great, but there's also been, and it was a little bit surprising to me, there's been so many people who are so nice to your face. And then no matter what you talk about, no matter what you work on, you share your ideas, and even just have like conversations here and there, you're pretty friendly. All of a sudden, it's popular to just jump on the hate train. And I'm not calling anybody out in particular. That's important to note too, because I know that there are people that I personally have interacted with that have been speaking their mind on the situation with Klarque. I'm truthfully, with all of my heart, and please do not take this out of context, I am not calling anybody out personally, no matter how much that may seem, because I would imagine that some people watching this might think that. I'm speaking in as general as you could possibly get. It was very disappointing to see a lot of creators that I know are, or historically have been pretty cool with Klarque, just seeing a bunch of people get on a hate train, and because they don't want anything like that going towards them, they jump on that as well. It's just the flip of a switch for an ounce of attention is incredible to me, and I don't understand. And it's one thing to always hate him, right? It's one thing to do that, but to put your name out there, make a comment just for the sake of getting some clout to really hate on somebody. I don't know how people live with themselves doing that. But I get it too. Like, if you've really, really, really seen enough things where you actually think somebody is a bad person, then I guess that's excusable. But I'm talking about the people who consistently, intentionally try to assassinate characters online. And you can tell that was the case for the majority of people because, and I'm starting to get into that realm too, where you have like really, really hardcore dedicated haters, and you just know that people weren't actually offended with what Klarque said. They were consistently waiting and looking for an opportunity to maybe latch onto something to start hating on them. And that was very evident in a lot of the conversations that he's had. And I'm sorry guys that I have to keep repeating this, but I feel like it's necessary throughout this video. I'm not talking about people who have a problem with what Klarque said, because again, that's understandable. I understand the takeaway, and there are valid points to be made about that, okay? I'm talking about the people that specifically sit down with the purpose of assassinating somebody's character online, and we saw a lot of that with this situation. It's tough when you have people intentionally trying to assassinate your character. I don't think that good people do that. I don't. And it's one thing, again, it's one thing to have a problem with what Klarque said, talk about it, speak your mind. I'm talking about specifically like these haters online, and these people got breeded by social media, man. Social media has been one of the most devastating things to ever happen to us, because now you have all of these people who are faceless, by the way, would never in a million years show their face, because let's be real, a lot of these people who don't show their face online, the proper response would be, it's like if they had something to say like, oh my god, Clen, you're such a bad person, you could probably just like take a picture of them and respond, and that's good enough, because I would imagine that's a lot of people who really refuse to show their face. But what actually happens, okay, is you have all of these people who got so comfortable talking online because there's no consequences anymore for the words that come out of your mouth. People got so comfortable in their room, eating away, rotting away, bed rotting. I think that's the term that young people say now, right? Man, my age is showing. I think that's the term they use. They're rotting in the rooms, eating away, just yapping away on Twitter. And historically, there would be consequences for the words that come out of your mouth. Historically, somebody would be able to find you in real life. Historically, somebody might show up at your house. And now the world's been so backwards on top of that, because my mentality now, and I'm not saying to do anything about it. I'm not saying to do anything about it. All I'm saying is to show up and look somebody in the eyes, maybe. Have a really, really nice, wonderful conversation about how wrong they were. And then hug it out afterwards. That's exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So I say that, hey, the world was a little bit better when that was the case, when people had to face some sort of consequences and give big, big hugs for the words that they say. And now, like I said, the world is so backwards to a point where if you say that, then it's like, oh my God, you're so insecure. It's like, oh my God, dude, that's actually crazy. We've had something that probably worked since the dawn of time when it came to social interactions, because you never had people like this. You had all these people who have been, like I said, it's the same type of people who have been consistently okay and comfortable with yapping again and again and again and again. And historically, too, these people wouldn't have been breeded by social media because, one, they probably would have been bullied for the way they are, just, being dickheads. They probably would have been bullied enough to the point where they would change and grow and, become relatively normal. Or two, like I said, they would have to face consequences for the words that come out of their mouth. And I would say, what is it, like the last decade, maybe a little bit over a decade? And now we live in a time where you can just say whatever you want about anybody. You can make up anything about anybody. You can say this guy's the biggest piece of crap in the world. You can spread rumors about people. You can tell a bunch of people that this person said something that they didn't say, or in the case of Klarque, like, he is perfectly okay with racism. That's the takeaway that people had from it. And there's no consequences for that. That creates such a dangerous society. And I always say, but nobody ever actually does it. Like, for the people who are trying to consistently, and it's not even just with Klarque, it's not even just with that. For the people who are constantly sitting down trying to assassinate people's characters and ruining their lives, put the shoe on the other foot. How would you feel if someone did that to you? Honestly, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, like I said, I got a little bit off topic. I wanted to make this video saying, I know Klarque's heart, and his heart is absolutely 100% in the right place. He is a very good person, a very genuine person. And don't listen to everything that you read online. He has an entire community that loves him for a very, very good reason. It's just a loud minority of people who are making things very loud. And I actually wanted to bring a little bit of attention to something that I didn't even know Scyan said this, but Scyan brought up a tweet over here, okay? Scyan had this to say, and oh my God, something I forgot to note. I forgot to note because one of the reasons why Scyan was dragged into this thing is because, and this is another problem, and this is the problem with people having, there's people that exist that try to really, really hurt you. There was somebody who made a fake Scyan account, which a lot of people thought was real, going in and saying, oh, let's go, Klarque, we could be racist together, and things like that, and saying, really, really, really bad things. And then poor Scyan has to wake up to new people hating him. It's like, Scyan, what the hell were you saying online? Again, Klarque, Scyan, LOOTSTATION. I know their hearts. I like to think that I've been pretty honest and pretty logical throughout my journey on YouTube over here, so I hope that I've earned your trust. And if you trust me in saying that while, especially when it comes to Scyan, because I know, again, Scyan can be himself sometimes, they're well-intended. And they have great hearts, and I really, really, really love and respect them as friends, okay? Anyways, Scyan had this to say. One thing you need to know about Klarque, 90% of content creators I've met would stab you in the back when time comes for getting free views off of you and attention. 90%'s a little strong. If I had to ballpark it, I would say about 70. I'd say about 70, and we've experienced this type of thing. The GOAT and Clen. I'm happy to see that. And I honestly ran into this organically. They are real lads. They won't be friends with you because of content. They want to be genuine bros with you. Good men with very kind heart. Wish them all the best. If you ever go stupid and try to cancel them and crap, just know you lack extreme amounts of social skills. Go get sunlight some more. And honestly, this was nice to see from Scyan as well, because it's pretty easy to jump on the hate train when somebody's getting a lot of attention online. And this is from Broke Boys Out of Context over here. Klarque having a stream clip.
So tired as a content creator. Just everyone angry all the goddamn time, bro. It's so tiring.
It's so weird to me. It's always been so weird to me how such a cool space, we all share a passion over here. Why is it so difficult to get along for so many people? Like I said, I'm pretty unproblematic, honestly. I'm a pretty friendly guy. Why? I don't understand how people consistently have beef with each other and people are consistently trying to one-up each other. Like I said, I've said this in multiple videos, guys. I don't understand these creators who can't be happy for other people, but instead get jealous and start disliking people that surpass them.
Just seeing everybody always upset over something. My God. Like, people don't understand how much time they genuinely waste by being angry all day.
That's true.
Over things that don't even personally affect them. So
that's very true. And honestly, Klarque cares a lot about the people, like, just in society being angry at people. And he, like I said, he's always talking, like, not highly about the people that hate him, right? He's just like, hey, I wish them the best. I hope they find a passion or what. I don't know what he says, but he says, like, nice things about them. And he genuinely cares about society, man, and all of the people in it. But then people turn around and they latch onto one thing that he said, despite being a very, very respectful and awesome guy throughout his entire journey being a content creator. But no matter what, Twitter said that he's condoning racism, and that's pretty well the end of it, right? So like I said, I wanted to make this video just not talking about the specific topic, but I wanted to say again, and if you happen to trust me, value my own opinion, and I'm going to gas myself up like I did yesterday, I am an excellent judge of character. And my character judgment says that Scyan, Klarque, and LOOTSTATION are very genuine people. I know that they wouldn't try to stab me in the back, and that goes on. You guys wouldn't believe how much that goes on behind the scenes. You wouldn't believe it, and it was shocking to even me. And I'm somebody who has absolutely no faith in people and absolutely no faith in society. It's crazy how people can just turn on you like that. People that you're starting to build relationships with. It's like, what? Seriously? It's a crazy time we live in. I don't understand why everybody has to be so hateful all the time. I don't understand why people see one clip from somebody or one video from somebody and just automatically make a character judgment about everything in their entire life without knowing them, without hearing them out. I just wouldn't feel good personally. I wouldn't feel good about tearing someone down. And this is coming from somebody who's about as extreme as it gets when it comes to bad people. Like, you guys wouldn't believe the way that I would run the world when it comes to people who are bad people. But hey, I try to sit here, I try to make videos, I try to be unproblematic, I try to be a good guy, I try to be a good friend. I think I do an okay job doing so, but we consistently find ourselves in... not me personally. It's just here and there. I don't get it. I know the problem. It's the people being chronically online. It's just crazy how much can consistently be stirred up about this type of stuff. So I'm glad Scyan said what he had to say. I wanted to share my thoughts, and my thoughts are exactly that I really, really care for these people. And I know that no matter what you may see, they have really, 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 really good hearts. And I love them, and I respect them as humans. And I would love to know what you think about this down below. I almost said no because I can only imagine what kind of comments this is going to breed. But hey, I know that these three people would defend me if people were saying something along the lines of like, hey, oh, Clen is okay with racism going on, which I should have said at the beginning of the video, but I don't think that I should say it. If anybody is racist, if there's any racist people out there, if there's anybody who doesn't like anybody solely because of the way that they're built, I am extreme on how I feel we should handle those types of things, you know? I don't like bad people. I don't. I feel like I should have said that at the beginning of the video. Just, I'm a good guy. Klarque's a good guy. Scyan's a good guy. LOOTSTATION's a good guy. Hopefully, nothing bad comes from this video. I just wanted to give my thoughts. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out this video on screen if you want to keep watching the channel. I'd love to have you over there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, everybody.